Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter Election and Representation, and under this chapter, in the previous class, we have discussed about the provision for reservation of constituencies, which has been adopted by our constitution makers. And in this regard, we have also discussed about the difference between separate electorate and the reservation of constituency, and why our constitution makers uh, not they have not gone for this separate electorate. Instead of making provision for separate electorate, our constitution makers made provision for this reservation of constituencies. And now we will move to the new subtopic, and that is free and fair elections. As we all know, free and fair elections are very much important for democracy. Democracy cannot be real in the absence of free and fair election. Only elections are not important. We cannot think of democracy in the absence of election, but these elections must be uh, free and fair. If elections are not happening in an impartial manner, in a free manner, then it will be meaningless democracy. So we see that our constitution makers were very much aware of the importance of this free and fair election, and that is why they have made provision for in order to ensure this free and fair election. And in that direction, the first effort, which the first provision we can say, which was made by the constitution makers, was universal adult franchise and right to contest election. These both rights are the most important political rights of the people, and our constitution makers give this adult universal adult franchise to the citizens of the country, where we see that there is only one criteria for being a voter in our country, and that is you must be an adult citizen. Other than this, no criteria is there. तो दिस इज नोन एज यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइज, जिसमें कि किसी भी तरह का कोई भी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं किया गया, नीदर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जेंडर और कास्ट और religion or economic status or educational status. Nothing, no discrimination was there. Every adult citizen has been given this right to education, a right to vote. And if we compare this right which is given to the Indian citizen by the constitution makers, we find that there are many countries in which the citizens had to fight long battles with the rulers to get this right, because the rulers were not ready to give this right to each and every citizens, each and every adult citizens of the country. And in this regard, the most important struggle came from the women. The women were considered incompetent, inefficient, and that is why they were not given this right to vote in many countries like France, England, US. In all these countries, the women folk had to go for a long struggle in order to get this right to vote. So our constitution makers they really took a revolutionary decision to give this right to vote to each and every citizen, each and every adult citizen of the country. And in this regard, you must know that in our own original constitution, the age of 21 was considered as age of attaining adulthood. But this age was reduced by making a constitutional amendment in the year 1989. And in this, the age of attaining adulthood was reduced from 21 to 18. तो हमारा original constitution 21 years मानता है, 21 ईयर्स के सिटीजन को राइट टू वोट दिया था, बट थ्रू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट इस 21 ईयर्स को घटा करके 18 ईयर्स कर दिया गया in the year 1989. Okay, and in this way we see that all the adult citizens above the age of 18 can participate in the process of selecting their representative. They have right to vote and they can exercise this right to vote, and in this we see that this right is very much important from the point of view of equality and non-discrimination, because there must be equality. हर किसी को मिलना चाहिए. There should not be any kind of discrimination on the basis of any socially produced और naturally किसी भी तरह के किसी भी basis पे कोई भी discrimination नहीं होना चाहिए. And it is many times it is this act of our constitution makers is criticized by many, because there are people who are of the opinion that this right to vote should not be given to each and every adult citizen, because in this connection what is required, the right to vote is a kind of decision making, right to decision making. You are going to take decision ki who is going to rule the country. So it's a very important an important decision, and this right should not be given to all the people without considering their educational qualification. Educational qualification is considered important by many. An uneducated person will not be able to use his or her right to vote in a proper manner. So educational qualification must be there. But our constitution makers were not agreeing with this view. They were not supportive of this view कि there should be some educational qualification in order to get this right to vote. They were of the opinion that all the human beings are equal. All adult citizens are equal. They have the quality of taking decision. They have the ability of taking decision, and they can decide what is good for society, what is good for country, and what is good for their own constituency. And by this belief only, this right to vote was given to each and every adult citizen of the country. And what we see कि one more right is associated with this right to vote. Right to vote के साथ एक और right associated है, and that is right to contest election. So our constitution makers had given this right to contest election also to the adult citizens. इसके लिए criteria है, age की criteria होती है, हर election के लिए अलग अलग होता है. तो this right to contest was also given to the citizens of the country. But जैसे लोकसभा के लिए हमारे यहाँ 25 years का minimum होता है. You cannot contest election of Lok Sabha if you are below the age of 25. For Rajya Sabha it's 30. तो इस तरह से age का criteria जो है रखा गया है. Other than age, there are some other restrictions. If you want to contest election, then there must be some provisions like the person should not undergo imprisonment for 2 or more years for some offense. अगर इस तरह का कुछ है कि आपने किसी ऑफेंस के लिए 2 या उससे अधिक years के लिए आपने जेल में रहा है, आप जेल में रहे हैं, then you will be considered as disqualified. And this is very important कि अगर हमने कोई भी crime किया है और उस crime की हमें convict हुए हैं और उसमें हमको punishment मिला है जिसमें हम 2 साल जेल में बिताए हैं, और then हम अगर election contest कर रहे हैं, तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. तो इसलिए हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकर्स ने इस पे रोक लगा दी है कि नहीं, आप अगर 2 साल से ज़्यादा 2 साल या 2 साल से ज़्यादा imprisonment हुआ है तो you will be disqualified. But other than this, there is no restriction from the point of view of income कि आपकी income कितनी, minimum income इतना होगा तभी then only you can contest election, या फिर education होना चाहिए, या फिर क्लास या जेंडर, किसी भी बेसिस पे राइट टू कॉन्टेस्ट इलेक्शन में रोक नहीं लगाया गया है. तो इन दिस वे वी कैन से कि in order to ensure this free and fair election, the first step which was taken by our constitution makers was adult यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइज एंड राइट टू कंटेस्ट इलेक्शन. ये सबको दिया जाना ये एक बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है, जिसको कि अगर हम देखते हैं कि अदर कंट्रीज में किस तरह का सिचुएशन हुआ, 100 साल की लंबी लड़ाई, 100 से भी ज़्यादा सालों की लंबी लड़ाई लोगों ने लड़ी, तब जाके दे बिकेम एबल टू गेट दिस राइट टू वोट. हमने भी लड़ाई लड़ी. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकर्स ने ये कोई बस दे दिया. हमने भी इसके लिए लड़ा. जो हमारा फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल था, that freedom struggle was considered as struggle for right to vote also. हम we were fighting against the British rule. We were fighting against the exploitative rule of the British government over India. तो इस ये जो फाइट था, that fight was also for democracy. We wanted democracy, and that is why we were struggling against this colonial power. तो ये जो democracy की लड़ाई थी, that was also, democracy will not be real in the absence of elections, and elections will not be free and fair in the absence of universal adult franchise. तो एक तरह से हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकर्स ने ये हमें क्यों दे दिया? उन्होंने कोई हमें गिफ्ट नहीं दिया है. We have fought for this right. We have also fought. हाँ, ये लड़ाई हमारी गवर्नमेंट के साथ नहीं थी, बट वी फॉट दिस बैटल विथ द फॉरेन रूलर्स. तो इसी को कंसिडर करते हुए कि जो हमारा फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल था, एक्चुअली दैट स्ट्रगल वाज फॉर फ्रीडम, दैट स्ट्रगल वाज फॉर डेमोक्रेसी. So in order to make democracy real, this right was ensured to all the adult citizens of the country. So in this way, this is the first step, and now we will see the second most important provision which was made by our constitution makers in order to ensure free and fair elections. And the second is Independent Election Commission. Our constitution provides for independent election commission. Okay, and this is very much important because just you can imagine if the elections are to be held, and these elections will be conducted by such agency or by such organization which is under the government, then in that situation the election can never be free. क्योंकि government is always, in a parliamentary democracy, government always belongs to some or the other political party. And if the elections are to be controlled by such agency or such organ or such commission which is completely under the control of the government, then that election will be held according to the interest of the ruling party. जो ruling party है, it will misuse its power. क्योंकि डेमोक्रेसी में इलेक्शंस ही तो सब कुछ है. गवर्नमेंट का फॉर्मेशन इलेक्शन से ही होता है. तो अगर इलेक्शंस इंडिपेंडेंटली कराने के लिए कोई एजेंसी नहीं है हमारे पास, कोई कमीशन नहीं है, एंड एवरीथिंग इज टू बी डन in the supervision of the government, then in that situation the election can never be free and fair. और ऐसा कई सारे कंट्रीज में, जो हम एशिया और अफ्रीका की न्यूली इंडिपेंडेंट कंट्रीज के एक्सपीरियंस को जब हम देखते हैं, तो वी सी कि इट हैपेंड इन मेनी कंट्रीज कि इलेक्शंस वहाँ पर होते रहे, बट दोज इलेक्शंस वर नॉट फ्री एंड फेयर. दोज इलेक्शंस वर हेल्ड अंडर द कंट्रोल ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. तो ऐसे इलेक्शन को हम कभी भी फ्री एंड फेयर नहीं कहेंगे, और वहाँ पर जो डेमोक्रेसी होगी वो रियल नहीं होगी, और ऐसा हमने एक्सपीरियंस किया है. तो our constitution makers they were very much aware of this situation कि ये जो इलेक्शंस को कंडक्ट कराने का काम होगा वो एक इंडिपेंडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को देना है. अगर वो इंडिपेंडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज नॉट conducting the election, then that election will be meaningless. For that purpose, our constitution makers has provided for this election commission. In Article 324, Clause 1, there is provision for Election Commission of India. It is written in that article that the superintendence, direction and control of the preparation of the electoral rolls and the conduct of all elections to Parliament and to the legislature of every state, and of elections to the offices of President and Vice President held under this Constitution shall be vested in a commission, and that is our Election Commission. So, the elections to Lok Sabha, the elections Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, elections to state legislative assembly and state legislative councils, president and vice president. ये जो 6 elections हैं, ये सारे elections, all these elections will be conducted by Election Commission. Okay? लोकसभा राज्यसभा दोनों जो कि पार्लियामेंट के 2 हाउस हैं, then legislative assembly and legislative council which are the part of a state legislature, then president and vice president. All elections for all these will be conducted by Election Commission. And what will be the work of Election Commission? It will prepare electoral rolls, voters की list तैयार करना, and then preparation everything regarding election जो है पूरा कंडक्ट कैसे करना है, ये सारे जो पावर्स हैं वो हमारे इलेक्शन कमीशन को दिया गया है थ्रू आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, एंड दिस इज योर आर्टिकल 324. ओके, सो इस तरह से हम देख रहे हैं कि ये जो प्रोविजन है अंडर दिस आर्टिकल 324 क्लॉज 1, दिस इज वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि इसी प्रोविजन से हमारे यहाँ जो इलेक्शन है वो फ्री एंड फेयर मैनर में हो रहा है. क्योंकि इससे क्या हो रहा है कि हमारे इलेक्शन कमीशन को बहुत पावर मिल रहा है, बिकॉज इट इज रिटन इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इन दिस आर्टिकल दैट द सुपरिटेंडेंस, डायरेक्शन एंड कंट्रोल, सुपरिटेंडेंस होगा इलेक्शन कमीशन का, डायरेक्शन होगा इलेक्शन कमीशन का, कंट्रोल होगा इलेक्शन कमीशन का. मीन्स इट विल बी इंडिपेंडेंट in conducting the elections. So this is very important that the constitution has given this power to our election commission. And actually there was also controversy regarding this power of the election commission. कि election commission के powers को लेकर के controversy जब होता है तो the matter goes into the Supreme Court also. And in Supreme Court, through the judgment of the Supreme Court, it was agreed that the commission is completely free and independent in conducting the election. It has complete authority for conducting the election. It is not supposed to work under the supervision of the government. तो इस तरह से हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है वो एक इंडिपेंडेंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इलेक्शन कमीशन के लिए प्रोविजन करता है. ओके, सो इलेक्शन कमीशन के अंदर क्या होता है, चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स होते हैं, देन अदर कमिश्नर्स होते हैं, एंड व्हाट वी फाइंड कि इन ऑर्डर टू असिस्ट इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया देयर इज अ चीफ इलेक्टोरल ऑफिसर इन एवरी स्टेट. हर स्टेट में क्या होगा, एक चीफ इलेक्टोरल ऑफिसर होते हैं, सो दैट हर स्टेट के लिए वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है एंड दे विल वर्क इन कोऑर्डिनेशन विद द इलेक्शन कमिश्नर. This chief electoral officer, this chief electoral officer will be there in all the states. And what is the function of this chief electoral officer? Its function is to assist the election commission in conducting the election in that particular state. जिस state के भी वो chief electoral officer है, उस state में election conduct करने में वो उसको help करते हैं. Okay, and other than this election commission of India, there is also another state election commission is also there. But that state election commission is responsible only for the election to the local government, about which we have studied in local government. यहाँ पर we don't have to discuss the state election commissioners. We are only concerned with the election commission of India, and इस इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया को हेल्प करने के लिए चीफ इलेक्टोरल ऑफिसर होते हैं इन ऑल द स्टेट्स. इस तरह से कोऑर्डिनेशन करके ये काम जो है वो होता है. ठीक है, नाउ वी विल सी कि हमारा जो इलेक्शन कमीशन है उसका क्या कंपोजिशन होता है. व्हाट इज द कंपोजिशन ऑफ आवर इलेक्शन कमीशन? तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी सी कि इन द ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आवर election commission was held single member commission. हमारा जो election commission है वो single member commission रहा till 1989. Okay, this is about election commission of India. So what we find कि till 1989 this commission was a single member commission. And this single member was known as Chief Election Commissioner. And there some changes occurred in the year 1989. Just before the general election of 1989, it happened that two election commissioners were appointed. ठीक है, तो 1989 तक सिंगल मेंबर होता था, बट 1989 में जो इलेक्शन होना था लोकसभा का, उस इलेक्शन के पहले दो इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स जो थे वो अपॉइंट किए गए. ओके, एंड इन दिस वे नाउ the election of 1989 was held by this multi-member commission, जिसमें कि 3 members थे, एक chief election commissioner और 2 election commissioner. But what happened कि after the election the commission reverted to its single member status. Okay, after the election then again the 2 election commissioners who were appointed for this commission, they have been removed and the commission again becomes single member commission. And what we find कि in 1993 once again the 2 election commissioners were appointed, and once again in 1993 this in 1993 this election commission became multi-member commission. So 1989 तक ये सिंगल मेंबर रहा, 1989 में ये मल्टी मेंबर बनता है. Then again after the election ये सिंगल मेंबर में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. फिर से 1993 में ये मल्टी मेंबर बनता है. मल्टी मेंबर मीन्स 3 members are there. Okay. So this will be clear. Somehow it becomes confusing. 1989 तक सिंगल मेंबर है. 1989 के इलेक्शन के पहले इसको मल्टी मेंबर बना दिया जाता है. Then after the election, after 1989 election, it again becomes a single member commission. And then again in the year 1993, two election commissioners were appointed, and thus the commission became the multi-member commission. एंड व्हाट वी फाइंड कि उस समय से 1993 से लेकर के टिल डेट दिस इलेक्शन कमीशन इज अ मल्टी मेंबर कमीशन. आज तक ये मल्टी मेंबर कमीशन ही रहा है. एंड वी सी कि देयर वाज अ शार्प डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन between the chief election commissioner and other commissioners regarding the यूज ऑफ पावर. जब 1993 में ये मल्टी मेंबर बनता है तो इस समय एट दैट टाइम बिकॉज काफी न्यू डेवलपमेंट्स हुए, तो इसमें क्या हुआ कि कंट्रोवर्सी अरोज हुआ कि क्या पावर्स हैं, किसके क्या पावर हैं. चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर इज मोर पावरफुल देन अदर इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स, क्योंकि बिकॉज देयर वाज एम्बिग्यूटी इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, देयर वाज लैक ऑफ क्लैरिटी इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, सो इट बिकेम कंट्रोवर्शियल कि किसके क्या पावर्स हैं. And at that time the matter reached Supreme Court also, and the Supreme Court settled the matter, and now it is completely clear that multi-member commission के अंदर जो चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स होते हैं और जो अदर कमिश्नर्स होते हैं उनकी पावर में कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होता है. ऑल एंजॉयज सेम पावर. ठीक है, तीनों की पावर सेम होते हैं. ओनली डिफरेंस इज कि द चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर विल प्रिसाइड ओवर द इलेक्शन कमीशन. द प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर will be the chief election commissioner, but powers will be the same. There will be no difference of power. All the three have equal powers to take all decisions regarding election. It's a collective body. ये अपना जो भी डिसीजन लेंगे वो साथ साथ मिलकर लेंगे. ऐसा नहीं है कि जो चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर अकेले डिसीजन ले सकता है. नो, दिस इज नॉट द केस. उनको कलेक्टिव डिसीजंस लेने हैं. उनके सबकी पावर जो है वो सेम है. तो ये कंट्रोवर्सी अब खत्म हो चुका है. एंड वन मोर थिंग, हम अपने एक्सपीरियंस से वी कैन से दैट इट इज गुड फॉर डेमोक्रेसी टू हैव अ मल्टी मेंबर इलेक्शन कमीशन. क्योंकि जब सिंगल मेंबर इलेक्शन कमीशन है तो दैट सिंगल मेंबर कैन बी इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट इन एनी वे. there are so many tactics can be used by the government in order to influence the election commissioner. But if it is a multi-member commission, then it will become difficult for the government to influence the commission. क्योंकि 3 लोगों को इन्फ्लुएंस करना इज रियली डिफिकल्ट. एक सिंगल आदमी को इन्फ्लुएंस किया जा सकता है. तो हमारा एक्सपीरियंस जो है वो यही है इस रिगार्डिंग में कि इलेक्शन कमीशन को मल्टी मेंबर ही होना चाहिए. एंड देन ओनली द इलेक्शंस विल बी फ्री एंड फेयर, एंड देन ओनली डेमोक्रेसी विल बी रियल. एंड इन आवर कंट्री वी नो दैट till this year is very important from the political developments which was happening in our country. 1989 तक का जो इलेक्शंस था, बिफोर 1989 के इलेक्शंस में कांग्रेस बस ड्यूरिंग इमरजेंसी जो प्रॉब्लम्स आए उसके बाद जो 1977 का इलेक्शन होता उसमें ही कांग्रेस जो थी वो डिफीट हुई थी. अदर देन दैट इलेक्शन कांग्रेस वाज इन अ विनिंग पोजीशन इन ऑल द इलेक्शंस. तो 89 के बाद से बहुत सारे चेंजेस आते हैं. दिस इलेक्शन ऑफ 89 वाज वेरी क्रूशियल. और इसी समय हम ये देख रहे हैं कि हमारे इलेक्शन कमीशन में भी चेंजेस लाएंगे। तो इस तरह की जो चीज़ें हैं वो हमेशा डेमोक्रेसी के लिए अच्छी होती है। एंड इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द अपॉइंटमेंट, रिमूवल एंड पावर्स ऑफ द इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया।